Hello there, it's Clare here from The Little Design Corner, and welcome back to my channel where I create videos for designers, decorators and home renovators who are looking to create beautiful homes to live in and businesses that they love to work in. And today what we're doing is a full tour of my new house, which is not really mine, it's our family's, but we have recently bought a 1940s house in the upper North Shore of Sydney, and it is an architectural house of significance. It was designed by an architect called F. Glyn Gilling in 1939. It was built and it has some amazing features and a lot of really interesting traditional elements. It is in very original condition, and what I wanted to do is just do a short video to tour the house. We are going to be doing a full renovation of this house, but I wanted to document what the house looks like before I started doing anything to it. I have had my husband on hold for about a week. He's been saying, have you done your video yet, so that I can start knocking stuff out? And I said, no, you need to wait. So done the video, he has now started dismantling the house a little bit. We're doing some minor things to move into the house, so carpet and some other freshening up stuff, but we are just basically going to move in. I always think it's a really good idea to live in a space for a while before you start doing major renovations. Just get a sense of how the light works, how the spaces flow, all of that sort of thing. But today is all about the before tour of the house, so that is what I am sharing. And if you are new around here, please do think about subscribing to my channel, where I share videos about design, about running a design business, about SketchUp, about a whole bunch of different things. So if that is of interest, then please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified when my next video goes live. Okay, so that is everything I wanted to say to get started with. Let's jump over to today's video and take a tour of my brand new house. Okay, so we will start at the front of the house, and I think I've mentioned to you guys already that this is a house that it's not heritage listed or conservation listed, but it is of, I guess, architectural significance, as it was designed by F. Glyn Gilling, who was an architect from the 1930s and 40s, I guess, in Sydney, a prominent architect. He's responsible for actually heaps of really fancy, massive mansions in Wahroonga, up the upper North Shore sort of area where we're living, but also over in Vaucluse and in the eastern suburbs as well. And I think the most expensive house sold in Sydney actually is one of his houses that was designed. So that's the first thing. So our house is definitely not like mansion-esque in terms of huge sort of mansions like he has with some of his other things, but it is a big house. And the thing that we liked most about the house is that it's predominantly on one level. We do obviously have Hugo, who is in a wheelchair, and he needs to have easy access. So that was one of the things that we were looking for when we bought this house. There are a few steps on this side up to the entrance, and the steps that I just walked up, as you would have seen, but on the other side there's a ramped sort of entrance, so we can bring him in that way. So here is the sort of formal entrance to the house, and it needs a little bit of work to sort of make that more prominent, because you sort of come off the side of the driveway, as you might have noticed, and so that's not ideal. So this comes into this porch, and most of the features of the house are still original actually, which is really lovely. We've got this sort of hexagon paver, I guess, on the porch here, so I'm going to use some hexagons throughout the house as well. And then you come into this really nice doorway, nice wide doorway into a massive wide hallway, which is definitely one of the selling features of the house, and into this really beautiful hallway with this arch window that looks out to the internal courtyard. So definitely a massive selling point there. Huge hallway, I think it's about 2.5 meters wide or something, so really nice to have that. And then you come in first of all into the formal living area, and there's some really cool sort of features. We've got the original fireplace there, working fireplace, wood fireplace, and this is actually quite fun. So in this little cupboard here, you can see that one of the things with this house is there's like a maid's quarters, and so we've got an access hallway on the back of this formal living, which I'll show you in a minute. But you can see, and I'll show you from the other side as well, but you've got a doorway, like a two-way doorway, so that the maid or the housekeeper or whoever could actually put wood through to the formal living room. So that's sort of pretty fun. I didn't know that until we'd bought the house, but I thought that was a bit of a fun feature. This other cupboard, I'm not sure at all what I'm meant to put in. Very narrow little cupboard. So maybe sherry glasses or something, I don't know. So that's that. And then over here, I've shown you this on my social media before, but I've got these two arched window cases, and they're sort of a bit funny because I don't know what I'm going to do with them. They've got no shelves in them. I can add shelves. I don't know what they would have been for. Lots of you thought maybe they were for sort of religious artifacts like a cross or something, or perhaps hanging a painting or something like that. So I'm really not sure, but I'm giving that some thought as to what to do with those. Definitely going to keep them though, because I think they're quite a sweet little feature. The other thing that we discovered when we moved in or got the keys is that they've got these sort of sliding doors that are built into the double brick of the house, which you just don't see sort of construction like that anymore. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. These are the fly screens here that, if I show you, that's like fly screens, but these here are big sliders that open and close out onto that front porch area. So that's pretty cool as well, I thought. Don't know what happens when they break and we can't fix them, because you can't actually get access into that double brick cavity. But anyway, there you go, and a nice little picture window there. You guys know how much I love a picture window. Those stairs go up to the master bedroom area, which I'll show you shortly, but that is the formal living area. So then we come back into the hallway. Just going to shut the front door. And then we've got, I think, probably the original light fitting there as well. So I'll definitely keep that for now. Now my husband has convinced me, don't know how, into moving into this house completely as is. We are not doing anything. We are not even ripping up this absolutely disgusting carpet. Can you believe? So that's a bit of a interesting thing for me. We're going to get this carpet cleaned, obviously. But anyway, this is the kids' bedrooms wing. So we've got 3 huge bedrooms and bathrooms down this wing. So I'll start down here, and the bedrooms are amazing. Very large bedrooms. So here is one of them, and I think the owners from before were actually using this as their master bedroom, and the bedroom that was upstairs was actually put on for their mother-in-law or the husband's mother or something like that. And so this is what they were using for their master bedroom. So it's an absolutely enormous room, and all the rooms have shutters on them, plantation shutters, but I think we're probably going to take those off in due course because they're blocking so much light, and also you can see how beautiful the outlook is from each of the windows. So I would really like to probably get those off and think about a different window dressing. Over here we've got all the original joinery, which, you know, I sort of am pleased to be moving in actually as is, because I just don't think I could have brought myself to on day one rip all of this beautiful joinery out. But if you look inside, definitely isn't super functional for how people live these days. We've got just like a single hanging rack. It's not making the best use of space. Probably what I'm going to do, one thing I did get my husband to agree to is he's going to paint the insides of those for us, just so that it's not quite so disgusting. And I think for the bottom areas here, I'm just going to get some of those cheapy sort of baskets from IKEA and pop those in for the time being, so the kids actually have some somewhere to unpack their stuff to. Here we've got some like original wooden drawers, ready for the kids to drop them straight on their toes, I'm assuming, because they don't have any stoppers. They need a paint too. They're a bit dangerous, but anyway, I guess they'll get used to it. They'll only drop them on their feet once, won't they? And then they'll probably not do that again. So that's the first very large room. That's the largest of the 3. Then we've got this really wide hallway and so much storage, which I love, so much storage. We've just got like linen closets and extra storage galore, all quite gross because it's all original, but again, I've got my husband's gonna paint the insides for us. This is the second bedroom. It's got its joinery here, a little bit less joinery obviously than the other one, a bit smaller cupboards, and it's pretty awful in there. Got bent hanging rods. I think I'll take that second one out, put some IKEA stuff in there, get it painted inside. The kids will be okay for the moment, won't they? So that's that one. And again, out looks so beautiful. I just think we'll take these plantation shutters off. Probably not day one because the kids will need some privacy because we look straight out onto the street. Not a busy street, but at night time and stuff, I'd like them to have a bit of privacy from that. So this is a slightly smaller bedroom, but again, really nice and a nice big size, even though it is a bit smaller than that other one. And then the bit more storage in the hallway here. I'll come back to the bathrooms in a second. You've got this nice window looking out to the internal courtyard, which we'll come to in a little while. So that's really nice. We've got the bathroom to the left here, which we'll definitely come back to. A very original bathroom. And another large bedroom, but probably like not quite as nice as the other two in some ways, because as you can see, it is a little bit darker in here. And this one has no built-in joinery at all yet, so we'll definitely have to add that in at some point when we do the renovations. But another really nice room. We've got a lot of trees here in this neighbourhood, on our sort of block. So definitely trimming back some of the limbs of the trees and probably getting rid of some of them altogether, I'd say, will really help to make some of these darker spaces a little bit brighter in time. So that's that. So let's just have a quick look at the bathroom. So again, we've got more storage here. I'm thinking because of Hugo and because we want the bathroom as big as possible, I'm thinking we might actually just get rid of these hallway, these cupboards altogether, and we might actually extend the bathroom slightly just to give us a little bit more room. But we've got these, again, hexagonal original tiles there. Very, very original bathroom. It'll sort of be fun, I guess, living with the original bathroom for a little while. Original joinery under there. Very low. People must have been a lot shorter than we are these days. There's me. Hello. Shower curtain, which has to come out. I'm not living with someone else's shower curtains. Original bath. And this bathroom has no toilet, but I think I'll probably put a toilet over this side. There is a separate toilet next door, which I'll show you, but definitely I think it's nice to have the toilet in the bathroom as well. And so we'll redo that in due course. And then down here, this is where we're going to actually try and we're going to get rid of this toilet altogether, and we're going to use this hallway to try and get internal access from the garage, which we don't have at the moment. Builder thinks that should be possible, which will be good. So the internal access will come up through the floor here and eat in, obviously, over to where the toilet is as well. But this is basically just a separate toilet at the moment. But there are some nice features about the house that we probably will take out. I mean, these are probably original lights. We've got original light switches, quite disgusting, but all sort of nice in a way, isn't it, to have all these original features, all the original doors. So it's quite nice to have those. So that is the first wing of the house. So let's go back out here, and that's the boys' bedrooms. And that's what I liked about the house, because the boys could have their own wing and be together. So then there's two ways to get to the other part of the house. You can either go through that door over here in the formal lounge, and eventually I'm thinking I might block that and put a full wall here and actually block all of this in as a wall, because there's actually nowhere to put a TV in this room. And although it'd be sort of nice to maybe have a room that doesn't have a TV in it, it's just not the way that our family lives. So I'm thinking that can be the TV wall. We'll just reorient the room slightly, keep the fireplace, and have the couch sort of here or something like that, I'm thinking. I've sold all our furniture, so we are starting from scratch with furniture, but I won't take you through that way. I'll take you down the sort of formal hallway, and we've got this really nice archway to go through there. So the arches are repeated there, which is really nice architecture. And then we sort of wrap around this internal courtyard to get down to the other part of the house. And we've got all the sort of more storage here, which is great. And this is the other side of that cupboard I was showing you, where the wood is. So see that? So you can bring it straight up through the internal courtyard, and then you can pop it straight into the cupboard there, so that you don't have to carry it like right through the house and stuff. I thought that was pretty clever. So definitely keep some version of that. I was thinking I actually might tile. It's got a metal sort of thing in there at the moment, but I think when we renovate, what I might do is put a like fun tile in there. Just make it like a bit of a pop of colour inside the cupboard. I thought that might be a bit of fun. So I'll choose something nice to do with that in due course. Otherwise, this is all original joinery again, and it's good storage for the moment. And same with here, got a few bits and pieces. Toilet paper. When you are moving into houses and stuff, guys, that is something. So I do know what to bring these days. So I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But toilet paper, hand soap, paper towel, a bucket, a sponge. I sort of have a little kit of stuff that I bring when we're sort of moving into a house, because you don't want to get stuck here and need to go to the toilet and you've got no toilet paper and then no way to wash your hands. So I've learned that in the past from mistakes. Anyway, here is the sort of right hand side of the house. This is the sort of living wing, and these rooms are quite nice looking out over the garden. So we'll go to the garden in a little bit, but we'll need to put a pool in, or we want to put a pool in, and we may need to do a small extension as well, because we can't quite knock down the walls, I don't think, and get what we need from the space. So for the minute, this will be a second living room. Very boomy in here, sorry, because there's no furniture, but again, I think we'll get rid of these plantation shutters because the rooms are a bit dark and they definitely a bit brighter without the plantation shutters on. Original sort of doors to separate out the two rooms. This was probably a formal dining and formal living, I would say, back in the day. We're probably going to use this one as a study and the other one as a living area. And we've got sort of original bookcases. They'll be handy for the study. They'll come out eventually, I'd say, but sort of fun to have those for the minute. All sort of original cornicing and stuff like that. So it's nice how many details have been kept in the house. Original doors. So that's that. And then if we come through to the maid's quarters, we have the kitchen, which has been updated about a year or so ago. Very small kitchen for the sort of size and scope of the house, and definitely not the one that I will live with long term, but it's good that at least that's not original, because it makes it a little bit nicer to move into. So, you know, reasonable step back here, but you know, it's a reasonably small kitchen, but it'll be functional enough for what we need. And it has this very nice outlook over the courtyard as well. So, and a nice skylight, so it's quite bright in this room, which is nice. The smallest fridge hole I've ever seen. So I don't quite know how we're going to feed our family with such a small fridge, but anyway, that's okay. And some sort of pantry cupboards and stuff, it'll be okay. We'll be fine. We've lived with smaller kitchens that before. Got a little appliances cupboard. It's got a water filter tap. It's got double ovens. I mean, it's not exactly slumming it, is it? So it's not too bad. So that's that. And then this will be the dining space. I've just bought a round table. I've reluctantly sold my really beautiful table and chairs that I know lots of you guys really like, that I've been carrying around from Roseville to a couple of houses now, but we've had to sell that because it just does not fit in this small space. So I've bought a round dining table and some different kinds of chairs to put in here, and we'll keep that pendant light because I actually don't think that's that bad. So that's sort of what will go there. Then these doors come out to the garden, which I will go out to in just a minute. But down here is where the poor maid lived. And actually, let me go back out here because I need to show you something that's funny. So here, speaking of cool sort of original features, is the old maid's bell. I don't know how it works, but that's apparently what this is. So probably have to put that inside a joinery cupboard to keep the history of that, won't I? But the maid lived in here, and it is so dark and miserable. So we've got an original bathroom. That's the back door, goes out to the back of the house. Got a very small bathroom here, all very original still. We'll pull the shower curtain out again and stuff. A laundry, which they have redone, so that's at least something, because we'll have a sort of neat and tidy laundry to use for the next year or however long it takes us to do the renovation. That'll be okay, a bit small, but that's okay. And then here's the poor maid's bedroom. It actually doesn't look as dark as it is in this room through the camera here, but it's pretty dark and pretty small and pretty cold. So poor person who had to live in here. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with this room yet. I was thinking about having it as my office for a little while, but it's sort of miserable in here, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll put my husband in here. He was saying he doesn't really mind. So maybe we'll do that. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait until we get our bits and pieces over and see how it all works. But that's that room. And then, so you can see it's sort of a bit bitty, but that's what these houses were like really. So it does need some walls knocked down, especially in this living area, and perhaps a little extension to improve the flow. And then we've got this quite big outdoor space off the back of the house. So thinking of the pool, maybe over in that corner. We definitely have to trim back the limbs of some of these trees, maybe get rid of some of them, because it's blocking quite a bit of our sunlight as well. I've started whispering because I don't want the neighbours to know that so much. And then one thing that we definitely have to do, we've got asbestos through the house, so that's one thing that we're getting done this week as the priority before we move in. All the eaves of the house have asbestos. In the garage, the roof of the garage is covered in asbestos in the storage area. So that's a very expensive and very annoying thing to have to spend money on, but we're just gonna do that and get that all out of the house, because then we know that we can safely be renovating without having the risk of asbestos, dust going through the house. So finally, let me just show you out here, because I think this is definitely one of the selling points of the house, is this really, really lovely internal courtyard. It's got a little water fountain, which is not to my taste at all, but it's sort of pleasant to have the water running, I think. And very pleasant out here. I love all of this sort of original sandstone crazy paving. It's a little bit crooked and, worse for wear, so it's going to probably need to be lifted at some point. And I'd say we'll probably have to relay that, but we should be able to reuse most of it, which would be good. The previous owners left this table, I'm assuming because it's too heavy to move, but that'll be fine for us to use for the coming period, and then we can sell it or do whatever with it. So I think this is definitely one of the nicest parts of the house for sure. So that's basically it. So I wanted to do this tour because we are, as I said, starting the works on the house this week with the eaves removal, with the oh, actually we didn't go upstairs. Silly me. Okay, let's go back here and we'll go upstairs. So last thing is to go up to, there's the back side of this original front door, which I love. And then one other thing is to go up to the master bedroom area, which again needs renovating. And as I said, this was the space that was built for their mother-in-law. So at the moment, it's a little bit too small for what my husband and I need. It was built for sort of one person. So the storage for the joinery is too small. And also the bathroom is a little too small as well. But perfectly livable for the moment. Very hot up here, so we do have to do something about getting some air conditioning in here. And it looks out over these neighbours' solar panels, so that's a bit annoying, but we might try and grow some greenery or something around the balcony or something to try and shield some of that off. It's got this extremely unattractive gas fireplace, working gas fireplace. I actually didn't know you could have gas in a bedroom, but there you go. And lots of lovely natural light though. Got these nice doors and windows, which are north facing, so they get really nice light through here. Little bathroom with no storage. I don't even know where Grandma put her toothbrush, because look, there's like literally no storage and nowhere to even put storage. That doesn't have storage. So where did she actually put her toothbrush? I've brought my trolley over from the other house just to see whether that fits, because at least that's got something that I can store a few things on. We've got one towel rack between the two of us, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem, but again, it's first world problems, isn't it? And then the bath and the shower, all a bit small, but perfectly is clean and not that old, so it's not too bad. It's just the storage issue's the main problem. So that's that, and then coming back out, so we'll put our bed over there. We've bought a new king bed. We've never had a king bed. Grandma had a TV here. We probably won't have that, so I don't know what we're going to do with that hole for the minute, but that's okay. And then very small amount of walk-in road storage. I've just bought some drawers from IKEA, so we'll put those in that section just around here, and then we've got plenty of hanging, so that's all right. But yeah, we just have to sort of work with that for the moment. But it is very hot up here. It's quite a warm day today, so I can see how hot it's going to be. And then in here, this is where I'm going to be extending into for this space. We've got so much extra roof cavity through here. Goodness, the heat's hitting me from in there. Got no sarking on the underside of the roof, so that's making it even hotter up here. So we definitely need to do that. Whoa, it's very hot in here. But definitely lots of space, and lots of head height, so huge head height, so we're going to be able to extend into this section for sure, to increase the size of the ensuite and also increase the size of the walk-in wardrobe as well. So that, hang on, I've got to turn the light off in there. Okay, so that is the tour I don't think I've forgotten any sections now. So a lovely big house. We like that we have our sort of area up the top. Our kids are getting a bit older now, so it is nice to be able to get a little bit further away from them, so that they have their own space and we have our own space. And they've got their own wing to be together, and yeah, we're very happy with it. And it's got so much scope for potential for what we can do with it next. And we're looking forward to getting stuck into that. But for the minute, this is what we're moving into with our no furniture that I have sold. So it's all a bit of an adventure, so that's good. But anyway, thank you for watching this. I hope you've enjoyed having a little look around. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to hit subscribe, and then you will be notified for when my next videos come live, and we'd love to have you as a new subscriber. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.